I'm Stephanie Fleck, product safety scientist based in Germany and supporting the Always brand for 3 years. Before that, I have been working in food safety research, both in Germany and in the US.
My name is Karen Vandermolen. I'm a product safety scientist supporting the Tampax brand, currently based in Cincinnati, Ohio. I've been with P&G for about 7 years now, and Stephanie and I are both part of the Global Product Stewardship Organization, which is a large and diverse group of employees all over the world who help guide safe product design.
That is actually a good question. And ingredients are a big topic that I often get questions about. It is the one thing that people always ask me when I tell them about my job in product safety. And I can assure you, me being a consumer myself, using our products just like everybody else, I do care about ingredients too. And when buying and using a product, we should not have to worry about ingredient safety.
I get those same questions. I get questions about natural versus organic. I get questions about weird sounding names of ingredients. But I think people forget that we're consumers too, and that we don't want to have to worry about safety either. And we take a lot of pride in making really exceptional products that make our lives better, that we can rely on, that are safe to use. And we, as employees of P&G, we use these products. I use tampons, and I use Tampax tampons. And I want to make sure that every tampon we make is safe for me to use. And that's what product safety science is all about. It's about making sure the ingredients and products are safe. For our product safety approach, we have to work pretty closely with our suppliers. We ask lots of questions, we review all of the safety information in the literature, and if we need to, we gather more data through testing or analytical analysis. If we can't be sure we can use an ingredient safely, we won't use it, period. And our safety standards are global, so that means that if you pick up a product in Europe or Asia, it's going to have gone through the same requirements as products that you can buy in the US.
That's right. Before we begin using any new ingredient, we follow a science-based 4-step safety process based on these 4 basic principles. Without is the foundation of our robust assessments. We define the safe range of every ingredient, and we determine the safe use of our products. And we apply diligence with monitoring the products when they are in the market, investigating any new information. This requires a huge amount of data collection, followed by an extensive evaluation and investigating any new information. We also require disclosure from our suppliers, and often even their sub-suppliers, because we want to know everything that goes into the making of our materials. With that, we can ensure that our products can be used safely for their intended purpose when they are on the market, and that they comply with all laws and regulations where they are sold. You may have heard that everything in the world has a safe and an unsafe level or limit. Every substance that we encounter every day can cause harm if there's too much, or sometimes too little of it. Any substance, even sunlight or water, can be toxic if there's too much of it. My job is to determine the levels that can be used safely. I can often do this with data from literature, but sometimes we have to perform additional studies. When we find that number, we set our internal standards to orders of magnitude lower than that, so that we are being conservative. And if we still have questions or are unsure about an ingredient safety, then we don't use it.
Not all ingredients with chemical sounding names are unsafe. You may have seen a meme online with an ingredient list of a blueberry. And when you list out the components of fruit like that in an ingredient list, you end up with a lot of complicated and chemical sounding names. But they're just referring to the various amino acids, fatty acids, sugars, flavor molecules, and pigments that are in the blueberry, all of which are both natural and safe. I often get questions about ingredients in tampons causing TSS, and the short answer is no. It's not linked to any of the ingredients. Now, TSS is short for toxic shock syndrome, which is a pretty scary sounding name. It's essentially an overgrowth of a specific type of Staphylococcus aureus, which is a bacteria, which then goes on to produce a toxin known as TSST1. And this can happen to anyone, men, women, children, but it's most frequently seen with menstruating women, including those who use pads or cups. Most women already have antibodies and are not at risk of getting TSS, but we do know that using tampons can slightly raise the likelihood if you are at risk, which is why it's important to know the symptoms. It essentially feels like the flu, a sudden fever, muscle aches, nausea, sometimes a rash that looks like a sunburn. If you do start to feel ill and you're using a tampon, take it out and go to the hospital. Make sure to tell them you think you might have TSS because it's so rare that most doctors will never see a case, so they might not think of it right away. You can absolutely use tampons safely, but you need to make sure you use the right absorbency for your flow. We have a lot of material on our website about absorbencies and the signs and symptoms of TSS if you're looking for more information.
We are never done. Launching a product onto the market is not the end of our diligence about safety. Globally, we have more than 200 in-house experts who are devoted to environmental safety, human safety, and regulatory compliance for all of our products and ingredients. Perspective on ingredients can change, sometimes seemingly overnight. Our approach to safety is end-to-end. We review new literature, we assess consumer comments, we connect with experts to review new regulation, and we continue to do research to stay on top of the science that is associated with our products and their ingredients.
I love my job because it feels like I'm doing something meaningful. I can be a scientist and protect our consumers at the same time.
I love my job because I get to work with people that are as passionate about product safety as I am. And when I pick up a product on the shelf, I know all the hard work that went into designing these products and making them safe.